You would never imagine that an American muscle car, sitting untouched for nearly 10 years, had become home to 3 different animals. There was a giant spider capable of triggering anyone's fear response, a snake that could potentially pose a serious threat to human life, and even a lively little mouse running around inside. Today, Ethan was lucky enough to receive an abandoned 80s Pontiac Firebird formula. Although it had been stored in a rather crude shelter, its overall condition looked surprisingly good from the outside. The owner told him that the Firebird should still be able to start with a little work. He had only parked it there after purchasing a newer and more powerful vehicle. With plenty of open space in front of the storage area, they were able to use the car's built-in tow point to slowly pull the Firebird onto a trailer. After bringing it back to the shop, the bright lighting allowed for a much closer inspection. During the examination, a massive spider web was discovered attached to the rear hatch glass. At that moment, nobody realized that the owner of the web was actually sitting nearby, quietly watching them. As they carefully removed the web, they couldn't stop commenting on how they had never seen such a perfectly preserved spider web inside a vehicle before. 5 minutes later, the angry homeowner finally revealed itself. Covered in goosebumps, Ethan grabbed a paper cup and attempted to escort the creature outside.
Oh, dude,
it's going.
Oh, dude, that thing's
Alright.
gross.
Oh! Whoa!
Alright, this guy is faster than I expected. Dude, you know, they can see 360 degrees, I think.
Oh! Oh!
Unfortunately, despite several attempts, they failed to catch it. Eventually, it disappeared beneath the vehicle's undercarriage without a trace. While vacuuming leaves and debris from the car, both of them secretly hoped the terrifying creature would decide to leave on its own. The car was equipped with a unique set of 5-spoke wheels, featuring an unusual design. Although they were somewhat difficult to clean, the distinctive styling created a remarkable visual effect while rotating, and also helped improve brake cooling. For high-performance vehicles, heat dissipation is extremely important because aggressive driving generates tremendous amounts of heat through the braking system. If that heat is not dispersed quickly enough, braking performance can suffer significantly. For vehicles with heavy contamination embedded in the paint surface, a pre-wash solution should always be applied before rinsing. These products contain special surfactants that reduce the surface tension of water, allowing the liquid to penetrate between dirt and the paint surface more effectively. This weakens the bond between contaminants and the paint. At the same time, stubborn grime accumulated on the vehicle is softened, preventing it from remaining tightly attached to the surface. As a result, it can be removed much more easily during the washing process. Pontiac was a brand under General Motors. Its origins can be traced back to the Oakland Motor Car Company, founded in 1907. In 1931, the company was renamed Pontiac. Among General Motors' many brands, Pontiac occupied a relatively niche position, yet it still enjoyed a glorious history. The Firebird series remains one of its most iconic models. The formula was one of the high-performance variants in the Pontiac Firebird lineup. Unfortunately, the Pontiac brand was discontinued in 2010, although rumors occasionally surface suggesting that General Motors may someday revive the Firebird name. The third generation Firebird was produced from 1982 through 1992. This period represented an important stage in the development of the American automotive industry, with significant advancements in both design and technology. Powering the third generation Firebird formula was a formidable 5.7-liter V8 engine. One of the model's greatest strengths, the engine produced up to 309 horsepower and 454 Newton-meters of torque. These impressive figures made the Firebird formula highly competitive within its segment. It could accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 5 seconds, complete the quarter mile in approximately 13.5 seconds, and reach a top speed exceeding 200 kilometers per hour. Overall, the third generation Firebird formula had a notable impact on the American automotive market of its era. It expanded Pontiac's product lineup and helped strengthen the brand's recognition and competitiveness. One area that is commonly overlooked during cleaning is the fuel filler door. Because it is often ignored, it tends to accumulate grease, fuel residue, and dust over time. Cleaning it properly requires a dedicated degreasing agent, along with a small, soft bristle brush, to thoroughly scrub the area surrounding the fuel filler neck. Most car washes would never bother performing such a detailed procedure. This is also one of the reasons gas station attendants frequently wear gloves while working. After opening the hood, Ethan discovered that the engine bay had been preserved remarkably well. Maybe the owner had been right all along. Perhaps a little maintenance really was all it needed to run again. After carefully sealing the air intake, a pressure washer was used to remove loose dust from the surface. Next came a specialized engine cleaner, commonly referred to as an engine degreaser. This cleaning product contains chemicals capable of penetrating deep into grease deposits, breaking them down into tiny particles, and lifting them away from engine surfaces. A clean engine bay also allows technicians to diagnose mechanical issues more accurately. Compared to the muscular Coke bottle styling of the second generation Firebird, the third generation model adopted a sleek wedge-shaped body design. This design created smoother body lines and improved aerodynamic performance while reducing drag. Not only did it give give the vehicle a more modern appearance, but it also contributed to better driving performance. Personally, the most captivating feature of the entire vehicle was its pair of pop-up headlights. This style was incredibly popular at the time. It enhanced the vehicle's appearance, while adding a futuristic and technologically advanced feel. As usual, after thoroughly washing the exterior, an iron remover was applied to the paint surface. During everyday driving, every press of the brake pedal generates microscopic iron particles. These tiny particles float through the air and eventually settle onto the paint surface. Over time, they gradually damage the paint structure, causing deterioration and loss of gloss. Iron removers react chemically with these particles, dissolving them or converting them into substances that can be rinsed away easily. While cleaning the interior, Ethan discovered evidence of a second animal resident. After removing the side panel inside the trunk, a shed snakeskin became visible. Only after carefully confirming that no actual snake was present did he pull it out. To his surprise, the skin measured nearly 70 to 80 centimeters in length. Just thinking about it was enough to send chills down anyone's spine. After lifting the trunk floor panel, even more snakeskins were discovered. This suggested that the snake had likely been living there for quite some time. Another interesting detail was the glove compartment. Its design featured an external leather retaining strap, which was rather unusual. Personally, I don't think it looked particularly attractive. Interior cleaning began with a thorough dust removal process. Once the seats were removed, the entire carpet became exposed. Using the powerful suction of a vacuum cleaner, crumbs and debris were removed quickly and efficiently. Afterward, a specialized interior cleaning machine was used on the dashboard, trim panels, and steering wheel. Soft brushes allowed every corner and seam to be cleaned carefully, ensuring that not a single area was overlooked. After wiping away the remaining cleaning solution with microfiber towels, compressed air was used to blow residue from hard-to-reach gaps. Because both the seats and carpeting were made from fabric materials, a dedicated fabric cleaner was applied evenly before being worked in with powered cleaning tools. Care had to be taken to avoid damaging these aging components. Finally, an extractor machine was used to remove the dirty water. The next step was cleaning the windshield. During this process, Ethan spotted a small mouse darting around suspiciously. After being cornered by both men, the desperate little mouse leapt onto the undercarriage, apparently heading off to reunite with its spider friend. At last, it was time for polishing. However, paint surfaces suffering from severe deterioration require sanding first with fine grit sandpaper. Different polishing pads are then used, progressing from aggressive to fine compounds through multiple stages of polishing. After applying tire dressing to the tires, the entire detailing process was finally complete. The following day, Ethan brought the Firebird to his friend Mike's repair shop. He explained that the engine oil had been changed, fresh gasoline had been added, and the spark plugs were brand new. Yet despite all that, the engine still refused to respond. Mike pulled out the dipstick and inspected the oil. After connecting an external power source, he turned the ignition key. Then he tried again. To everyone's amazement, the engine suddenly came to life. Ethan stood there completely confused and shocked.
What the heck? What the heck? That's fantastic. How? What the heck? Why did idling so high though?
The engine continued running perfectly normally, and finally, it was time to witness the legendary burnout performance of this Pontiac Firebird formula.